Hi guys, I'm in conversation with Kevin Missal, the man behind the mythological fictions. Let us know him as a person, as a writer, and let us. This video is especially important for those who are aspiring to be a writer. I think it would answer a lot of your questions. So Kevin, tell me, what is your biggest challenge as a writer?
Biggest challenge is to, as a writer, is to actually structure my plot. And is to make sure that I write a better book than the one that I wrote before. I feel one of the most challenging parts is to actually just make it very seamless, have all the genres of the story fitting well, rather than just one overpowering the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had heard that a writer should not have a weak heart because if he faces so many rejections in his course.
Yeah.
So what is your view on
weak rejections as well as reviews, because once you publish it, that's fine. उसके फिर reviews आते हैं भर के ये क्या लिख दिया तूने, so ये क्या बकवास लिख दिया ये. So you can't. I think you absolutely. I think the thing is, rejections make you not have a weak heart. I think rejections are very important. That time, so obviously, I was not thinking. I was just bashing my computer when I used to get a rejection mail. But now I think about it. I think you grow as a person and you mature as a person as well a lot, because when you have been rejected so many times, you are like, I'm fine with it now. अब तो मतलब अगर मैं लड़की को भी जाऊँगा मैं propose करूँगा मतलब मुझे reject कर दिया, I'm fine with it. I'm like ठीक है, like ठीक है.
Have you tried it? Have you ever rejected?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't get rejected? I mean, I went back to my love life. I'm like, acha. I mean, who doesn't get rejected? I think everyone does.
So, tell me, a writer is always told that he must read a lot.
Yeah.
So, do you read a lot?
Yeah, I love to read a lot. Currently, I'm not reading a lot, but I have, till the age of 16 or 17, I had read more than 500 books.
More than 500?
Yeah, crazy. So I was reading a lot. So I think every week a book.
Yeah, so this is very important for the aspiring writers. You need to read a lot.
Yeah.
If you think you can write without reading, so do think.
Yeah, but I feel at the end of the day, if you're good at pretending, if you're good at copying the styles of the writers, I think that can also work.
Achha. So that's the cheating.
That's the cheating way out.
Achha. And tell me, how many drafts do you make for your?
Yeah, so I can only tell you about the book that I'm writing right now, because that is the freshest in my mind. वो Kalki, so I don't even remember how many. I think Kalki ka I didn't remember. I think it was the first draft only I did it. I think the toughest book that I'm writing which is the one I'm writing right now, which is Karna, and this is my 5th draft.
The 5th draft?
Yeah. So crazy, but each draft helped me to come to that place right now. And again, today only I realized that, okay, I have to add another point of view from the beginning now. And so I have to again now sit down and write those point of view. So now I think that's
how many hours do you spend on your table? Like you have a fixed thing, like I write.
No, I don't have an hour basis per thing, but I more have the idea that how much of words, word limit. So I have to, like for instance, write at least 5,000 words a day.
5,000 words a day?
Yeah, 5,000 words a day, which is on a bad day. So I usually I look at my deadline. So मैं बता देता हूँ, जो अभी recently कांड के साथ कर रहा हूँ मैं. I look at my deadline. I see, okay, I have to finish it by March 3rd, right? अभी जैसे अभी खत्म करनी है. I have, I think, 13 days. I have to then calculate it. Okay, this is the approx amount of words I'll be writing, which is 70 to 80,000 words. I divide it by the days and everything, so it comes out to that you have to write around 6,100 words every day, so that I can finish the book by this thing.
Okay.
So then I know every day. So like for instance, today I can't write because today I'm here and having an interview and I have to go somewhere. So tomorrow I have to write 12,000.
Achha.
You get it?
Do you face that writer's block also, where the words don't come, where the plot doesn't come, where everything is...
I think writer's block is a very fancy word for being lazy.
Achha.
I think writers are very famous for being procrastinators.
Okay.
Because the thing is, घर पे बैठे हुए, chilled out बैठे हुए, यार ठीक है, writer's block हो गया, मुझे मेरे से काम नहीं हो रहा. No, that's not true. If you're having a writer's block, you play music, you start writing. That's it. Right, and if you can't write, read a book and write.
Acha.
Because I feel one of the most, the one that really inspires you the most is other people's writing, and see exactly how I can make it better. From that, yeah.
Okay. I have another one. I have rapid fires for you.
Yeah.
Which, now I'll give you a minute. Please time us. I'll give you a minute and let's see how many you finish in a minute.
Okay.
So, who's your favorite author?
Brandon Sanderson.
Which book are you reading now?
Amish. Ravana.
Okay. A destination you want to go to?
Paris.
Destination you have been to and you really enjoyed?
Hong Kong.
Your favorite food?
I yesterday had momos.
A Bollywood actress?
You just made a face. Yeah, momos. Why did he say butter chicken? Why?
Bollywood actress you want to date?
Bollywood, Katrina Kaif.
That one thing you want to buy?
One thing I want to buy. Pass.
The funniest thing you've ever done?
The funniest thing I've ever done, I have danced, I think on a table in a party.
Okay. But the place where you love to go in Delhi?
Nowhere.
You don't like to go anywhere?
Nowhere.
Okay, your morning the first thing you do in the morning?
I look at my phone.
What did you have for breakfast?
I had Burger King's burger.
Have you ever tried your hands in the kitchen?
Yeah, I made Maggie.
When was that?
A long time. That's not part of the rapid fire. That is not
So how many did we do? I think you were able to do 10 at least.
Oh wow, that's great. How many did you have?
I had 10.
Oh, that's great. I finished it.
Yeah. So now I'll ask you about your journey in the publishing world. How difficult is it for a first-time writer to get his book published?
So you're also a writer, right?
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest challenge that you face as a writer is to that if you don't have the money and if you don't have the contacts से कुछ ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं होता, to be really honest. I've thought about it. If you don't have the money and if you haven't won any literary award or whatever, if you have not done sales, if you have not self-published your book and sold so many copies, no one gives you a damn in the industry.
Achha.
You are a no one. Believe me when I say this.
Okay.
Or you need to know one of the top people in the publishing house for you to get into it.
Achha. Okay.
You can't expect an editor to pick up your book and hope that it might sell.
Achha.
Most editors won't
do that.
Won't do it.
Okay, so you think that
It's very rare.
Writing has got a lot to do with luck?
Yeah, definitely. I feel a lot to do with luck, but also to take luck in your hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I had been rejected, I think more than 50 times, from 14 years old to I think around 21, and by the time when I was like, when Kalki came, I was like, I'm so done with the rejections, I can't go forward with it, and I'm just gonna publish it myself. I published it myself. I took it out in the market. Okay, and that was it. I think it's sold, and now people were like, oh, I want a book. I want this book. I want this book.
Okay.
So basically, you have to prove it.
Achha.
Yeah, but you also have to have that sort of understanding about the industry as well, because I was rejected so many times. I had so much understanding by that time, and also since I was looking at other people and copying them and seeing them and stealing from their ideas and everything, that I was doing everything right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And any last tip you want to give my viewers and aspiring writers who are struggling?
I feel that if you are out there and if you're trying to be an aspiring writer and all, there are two things you should do. First is obviously to write a good book, and to write a good book you need to read a lot, and you need to know the basics of story, I guess, the story structure, the characters, how to use themes, how to use symbolisms in your story, and how to use foreshadowing in your story, and how to have arcs. So all of this you can find it on internet. Believe me when I say this. The second thing you have to do is to save up buttload of money so that you can use it to either self-publish your book, or if thankfully or gratefully if someone gets your book, then you can put it in marketing, because the publisher का budget होता है मुश्किल से 20 से 30,000 रुपए, and I'll be very honest with you. उसमें तुम्हारी ना एक किताब मिलेगी.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think it's been an insight into a lot into his life and his journey as a writer.
Yeah.
I think we all have learned a lot. So do thank you so much for tuning in. And you have any questions for Kevin, perhaps you can email me on my email address. Thank you. See you soon. Tata. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.